update on the 1589, yeah, Veterans Treatment Court. Thanks, Mike. Representative McGuire? Look good to you.
This one has my name. Let's take a minute.
The only change from yesterday is the appropriation. It's 163,000 now. It was 100,000 yesterday. That's to account for the coordinator position for half a year.
Okay, you may recall yesterday we did vote on this, and I think the motion was made by Representative Grassi. Just want to make sure everything is as we recall.
So Mike, you put in the two little changes that Representative Leon wanted, is that? Yeah.
Could you point us in that direction on what page and line? One thing we failed to get
I
yesterday.
think it's this one, 21 line 26. It's the position.
Yeah, 26, 109,000. we failed to get yesterday, Representative McGuire, you had asked for a breakdown of Group 2 employees from liquor, and I don't think we received that,
Mm.
and skipped that.
Oh, in the bill? Or-
Yeah, you had asked, I found in my notes that they have a list of 10 or so people, and you
That was
asked,
in the other bill. I don't know if it's in this. bill, too.
So we seem to put all models in. All the models in here, franchising, agency, so on and so forth. Who makes the decision? On page 5.
Just the definitions.
So which one are we, does this bill say is going to be the law?
So this bill is the agency model, but it defines all other possible models.
But it is the agency.
This
So
is the.
it's run by
this would
state
enable
liquor.
The agency, not run by state liquor, but.
Regulated
licensed.
by state liquor,
Right.
owned privately.
Correct. This is the layout model.
No, some members of the Senate. Well, some. Senate hasn't taken a position yet, allegedly. Because I've spoken to members of the Senate and they have they said, send over what you've got and we'll take a look at it. They haven't taken a position on it yet, from my understanding, but.
That's interesting.
Representative McGuire would like a show of hands, if possible, that what we see in front of us is what we believe we acted on yesterday. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You don't agree? Yeah.
Let's go to,
So we do have an issue apparently with the county language.
Apologies, Mr. Chairman. Kate Horgan from the New Hampshire Association of Counties. So page 6,
House Bill
line,
318.
line 34 to page 7 through line 8, it references the court doing electronic monitoring and developing criteria to evaluate, but and that the court shall order the person to reimburse the court for payment of the cost of electronic monitoring. I think in those whole sections, you want it to say county and not court, because quite frankly, the court is not going to have anything to do with the electronic monitoring program. So you probably want the counties developing the criteria and the counties getting reimbursed rather than the court.
Representative McGuire.
Thank you. So on the bottom of page 6, I think, let's go line by line. 'cause
Yep.
it's- Yeah. The court shall order electronic monitoring. That makes sense, right? Because
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. the court shall develop a criteria to determine whether the person is indigent or not. That way we'll have a consistent criteria across the whole state, which I would think makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I would argue that each county program looks very different and counties are very different. So being indigent in one county may not be indigent in another county. And if you allow the courts to use the standard that they use to determine whether or not you are indigent for the purposes of getting an attorney, doesn't necessarily mean that you are indigent for purposes of paying for electronic monitoring. Those are two very different standards.
Okay. What do others think? I mean, I could go with that, but
Just reading this. So refresh our memories. How did this come out originally from criminal justice?
it's all court stuff.
It came out all court stuff, and
But we've moved it to the.
you
this
moved
is
it all
not-
to the counties yesterday,
Right.
but this piece is still with the courts.
Because Ms. Cregan told us the court doesn't have any pretrial division, and therefore they can't do this, right? So,
Goodness. Mr. Hoffman, I see a finger on the button.
Why wouldn't, on line 5, page 7, changing court to county? Why wouldn't that accomplish it? Because isn't the court the one who determines who's on electric monitoring and who's not?
So it is my understanding, and Aaron's not here, but it is my understanding that the court suggests electronic monitoring, but it does not force a county to use electronic monitoring right now because statutorily they are not required to have electronic monitoring, and not every county has electronic monitoring. This changes that, but I think the counties would be extremely concerned if the courts are in charge of determining indigency, and it's not something that they can control for their program, because Stratford's program and payments look very different from Merrimack's payments and programs, which looks very different from Cheshire's, which looks very different from Rockingham. So like Merrimack is like $7 a day to be out. Stratford is $100 a week. Yeah, but Stratford offers opportunity for you to volunteer to work that off so that you don't have to. So I guess I'm just arguing for the more flexibility, the better, if you are going to require counties to do this.
yeah, that's acceptable to me. I mean, I think this is a new thing. Let's let different counties do what they want to do. If one of them turns out to be the most superior way and the others are not, then we could later say, okay, everybody do it that way, right? But if we make a decision here, it has to be this way or whatever, then we precluded finding different choices. So I'm happy with that.
I don't know all of the details on everyone's electronic monitoring, so I only know Merrimack's and Stratford's numbers, so I can't give you the details on Rockingham's or Cheshire's off the top of my head. But I could try and find out before 11:30 if that would be helpful.
It's roughly a factor of 2, I think. So it can be significant.
Yeah, I was just looking back through the comparisons of trying to find where this all started and changed.
I think in the comparison,
Yeah.
it was courts. And then I think Representative McGuire had an amendment to make it the counties. And
I kind of
the division went away from that and then went back to it,
went back to the courts.
to the counties.
But didn't get it into here.
So if
So-
I,
So, Mr. Hoffman, what would be the easy fix for you?
I just wanted to go through what I think are the changes before
Okay.
I go running off.
Perfect, yeah.
Bottom of page 6, line 34, we would change to the county shall develop uniform criteria. Top of page 7, line 5, the court shall order that the person reimburse the county. And then on line 9, same page, if the county finds the person is indigent for the purpose of repaying instead of court. So those 3 changes.
Right.
So line
Okay.
9 on page 9?
7.
Page 7.
So, line 3, page 7.
So the clerk points out again, line 3 on page 7,
But
where it says,
maybe I'm
Yes.
If the county, yeah.
confusing things. So we have 4.
And line 5 on page 7.
Yeah.
14.
Peter? Can I just
Yes,
ask
Mary
Peter
Jane.
a question? So, on line 3,
Yep.
if we change it to the court shall develop uniform criteria, is that where you want the flexibility?
I think you want line 3, page 7.
Yes.
So if the county finds that the person is not indigent.
Yeah. Also line 15 on page 7,
Yeah,
but not line 14. Right, because conditions are imposed by the court,
right,
right? So,
okay.
all right, and then over here we have. Here's the county. The county. Okay, so we have on page 6, line 34, line 36, and on page 7, line 3, 5, 9, and 15.
That looks good with you, Mr. Hoffman?
Yes, I'll have it changed in both amendments, the one with 5 and the one with 10.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, yeah. So there's
Good to have many eyes on something.
absolutely, there's a really good reason why this whole process is so slow and has so many steps and has the third reading motion and has all that sort of stuff. It's for exactly things like this that, you know, you want it to be right at the end of the day.
I see on page 9, that's $60.
Yeah,
Yes, we had a vote on that.
Yeah.
all right, we'll see you at 11:30.